Hi there. It is Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. I have not posted for almost a year. I am sorry about that. I've had a handful of people ask for updates, and I didn't mean to keep anybody hanging. I just have been distracted. And also, with my diagnostic picture shifting the way it has, check out my last video for more information. The whole reasoning behind this channel is not the same, so the motivation is different. Anyway, um, to review briefly, I still might have CAA, cerebral amyloid angiopathy, but my working diagnosis, which I feel really strongly about as being accurate, is ME, CFS, or myalgic encephalomyelitis slash chronic fatigue syndrome. Once again, really shitty name for what it really is. So, okay, MECFS. Here's what's awesome. So I had 2 years having no idea that that might be a possibility, and now a year and a half since getting really sick, where I did understand that that was what was happening to me, and it allowed me to change a lot of my approach to things. Most of all, so while there aren't really treatments that are effective for MECFS, pacing is this gold standard. So everybody knows you're supposed to do pacing, not just the way, I mean, yes, of course, we should all pace, but with MECFS, you got to really, really be careful because prior to this, I had big boom busts. I didn't know that exerting myself was a bad thing to do, but we have, as far as is understood, we in the MECFS patient community have many biological issues, but perhaps chief among them or most interesting among them is mitochondrial dysfunction, which means our cells are not um, converting fuel to energy efficiently. And this can be made worse if we push ourselves into exhaustion repeatedly and don't rest or don't take things slowly enough. And that is what I was doing because I didn't know better. Now that I have been pacing appropriately, I can do I can do more as long as I kind of plan appropriately, and my baseline of energy has improved a little bit. Still can't work. I still can't have a band, which really breaks my heart, but my quality of life is a little bit better. I want to tell you some big news. I really hope you're still with me 3 minutes in, because the primary reason I'm doing this video right now is to talk about, drum roll, the Decode ME study results preprint. I am not going to be able to do a great job of explaining the science of this, so I am going to put a link to one or two videos in the comments and to the preprint itself, which is open access, fortunately, so that people can refer to that. Because if you have any interest in MECFS and what's going on medically there, this is stuff you need to know. All right, so a group out of based in Scotland worked for 5 years to analyze the DNA of over 15,000 people diagnosed with ME/CFS. And they were able to compare that to a control group of people without ME/CFS that was larger than 200,000 people. So, in terms of data quantity, it's absolutely remarkable. And as pretty much everybody knows, higher quantity of data typically equals higher quality of analysis. So, what they have released at this point, which is just preliminary information, and there will be a lot more that is expected to come out with more analysis being done over the coming months, is they have found 8 genetic markers for a predisposition to ME/CFS. In certain cases, these markers overlap with markers found in chronic pain. They do not, however, overlap with markers for anxiety and depression, which is perhaps even more exciting to the patient community because so many of us have been told by the medical establishment that our conditions were psychological in nature. And we all have known that that is not true. You know what? Maybe a really small percentage of people with this diagnosis, there might be something to that. But the vast majority of us, um, that is just absolutely not the case, and we know it. And we weren't depressed before, and a lot of us become depressed because of it. I am not, fortunately. Um, but anyway, really exciting to get that affirmation that the disease is biological. And this finding will help lead to, it's kind of the way I described it. My understanding is it helps future people working in the research in this area. It helps them know sort of where to point the microscope or where to point the imaging tests. And anyway, so I'm really looking forward to what more comes of that. It's not a, there's no blood test that you can do. These are just markers for predisposition. This does not mean that we have a clear diagnostic test for ME/CFS, but perhaps it will get us a little bit closer to having that in the future, as well as treatments. Okay. I think that's it for me. I guess a little personal update. I am struggling with what to do with my life now. It was really productive and always felt that I had purpose in the past. And I still know that I have value as a human. Um, I am I have a good enough foundation to not forget that, but I don't know what to do with my time and what little energy I have because my energy is really inconsistent. I don't know from one day to the next um, what kind of capacity I'm going to have. I have tried a handful of uh, things. I've tried to commit to a little bit of activism. I want to maybe do some writing on Substack. I've thought of some other things, and I kind of will start to try and realize that then I have 2-3 days in a row where I can't get anything done, and it's hard to do anything meaningful or collaborative when you can't have consistency. I don't have any external structure. I have to have internal structure, and it's very hard to do that. But that is the next frontier. I'm gonna keep chugging. If any of you are watching this and have been through this kind of thing, please share with me how you have approached and tackled this particular conundrum. Thank you. I cannot promise anything, but I will try to get back here sooner this time and not go an entire year again. Thanks for your patience. I hope you all are well, and take care. Bye.